Hey guys, welcome back to another episode here on the podcast. I hope you guys are well and had a really good Christmas. I know I did. I kind of call this week between Christmas and New Year's like the limbo week, just because usually there's not a lot going on. Usually you're ill. Usually there's either you're seeing loads of family or you're not. You're just at home. And like as a kid, this week would be play with my new presents, go out, get batteries for new presents, that kind of thing. Then as a teenager, it kind of moved on to organising my bathroom cupboards. You know, when you get all those like bath sets for Christmas or like toiletries, that kind of thing, or get new socks and like sort out all my clothing drawers. And it's kind of like the week I do really productive stuff just to get me ready for the new year. And I genuinely thought that I had nothing going on this week, and I was kind of getting a bit down about it because my sister's away skiing, and yeah, I was just like, I'm kind of alone, I've not planned anything. But then I've realised I really have. Like yesterday, me and my mum went out just for some cocktails because we were bored. We wanted to do something because Boxing Day was spent on the sofa, and I feel like it's the same for a lot of people. So, but no, it was fun yesterday. And then I watched the Eras Tour film, which I highly recommend if you've not seen it already. I did watch it in cinema, but I had to watch it again. So, and yeah, I did pay, but that's not the point. And today I'm kind of just having a chill day again, being really productive, because yesterday I wasn't as productive as I was meant to be. I did get some things done, but I've kind of spent the morning just doing that, especially my washing. I hate doing washing because there's just always so much. Like now I'm back in the gym, there's so much washing to do every day, so that's not fun. But yeah, and tonight we're going to do a pub quiz, which is like a kickstart to the new year, which I'm really looking forward to. And then tomorrow is going to be like a girls' day, which I'm really looking forward to. I've booked a rage room for my friend's 21st, and we're doing that tomorrow, but it's in Northampton. I have to get up and leave at 7 o'clock in the morning because we booked the slot for 9:30 a.m. because that was the only slot in the day and we didn't really want to do it at night. So that's going to be a long day tomorrow, and I didn't sleep that well last night, so hopefully I'll sleep well tonight. But then after that, I'm having some girls over because my parents are going away, and that's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to finally having a proper girls' night. And because I was scared of being home alone, so I invited loads of people over. They're staying over on the Saturday as well. And then we've got a New Year's party down in Bath on the Sunday, which I'm really looking forward to. But I still cannot figure out what I'm going to wear. I've ordered so many clothes, some of which are coming on Saturday, but we might be going down on the Saturday. So I hope that parcel comes early. It probably won't, but if not, I'm gonna say like we have to wait till that parcel comes because that's the outfit I do kind of want to wear. And I'm just kind of keeping all the outfits I've got in case I change my mind last minute and then send it back afterwards, you know. It's just kind of jeans and a nice top vibe, and it's not the end of the world. I could keep all the tops because I need some new nice tops, but anyway, that's kind of my plan. And then it's back to work next week, and I'm getting very stressed about work because last week it was kind of a dud week at work. Like my boss was ill, I was ill, and I just didn't get anything done, and I didn't get any of the January content scheduled. So that's why I'm kind of working when I'm not meant to be working this week, but I know that I just need to get it out, and I was ill last week, so like I'm not really doing any more work than I should be. But yeah, and I wanted to use this week kind of as a reset button on my mental health, because my mental health has had a huge toll taken on it since my breakup, since various other things. So I'm really trying to reconnect with myself. It's quite hard because I've realised today is the last day I can do that and I'm doing a pub quiz like with my friends later, so today's the last day I can do that, and I'm just kind of being gentle with myself. And I woke up and I'm like, I don't want to go to the gym, but I am going to go to the gym because that is like self-care 101. Even if I do 10 minutes on the treadmill, you know what I mean, like it's just to get out the house as well. But I really needed a shower, and I hate being the person to shower before the gym, but I'm going to do that. But anyway, you don't need to know anything about that. But yeah, and I've ordered some things. Like, can you, like, please say that you also do this? Like, if you plan a night out, I mean, obviously at uni, like, you didn't plan a night out all the time, you just go out. But when I plan a night out, if I know that people are coming to visit or something at uni and you want it to be a really fun night, take them to the best club kind of thing, I always have to do a theme. And it's a bit late now for New Year's to do a theme, and I just want to look cute. I don't really want to dress up or anything, but I really, really love a theme for New Year's, or for like any party, I mean. And my favourite one was when we all like dressed as like a different colour, like in just like normal clothes. So for some reason I chose green. I don't know why I chose green, but then we all had to wear a pair of glasses as well, like clubbing glasses, and I love it. And you just look so much more put together, and you get really nice photos from it. So I do love that kind of thing, and I know that I'm definitely going to get some photos for New Year's, so look out for them. I'm really excited for that one. But like going back to the kind of like party theme, I was like, what can I do to bring like this party more to life rather than just going, drinking, maybe playing like a drinking game on your phone. That's what we do every single time that I'm with my sister. So I've ordered a really cheap set of like Jenga, but like a smaller version of Jenga, and I'm gonna write, I think you might have seen it, like shot Jenga, when like you take one out and then you've got to do the shot, it says on the side like write it on it. But that's coming tomorrow when I'm out all day. But hopefully I can do that on Saturday morning with the girls who are staying over and kind of do that and try and find a way to do that. So I'm looking forward to that, and I just want to make like different drinking games because it's more fun when you've got more. Also, on that note, I broke a nail over Christmas, on Christmas Day, because we played this really, really, really silly chicken game, and you might have seen it. It's when you have, you know, like the dog squeaky toys, like the chickens, you take them onto the bottom of your feet, someone's blindfolded with, I want to say a weapon of your choice, I can't really say that on here I don't think, but we used like, I dressed as Harley Quinn a couple of years ago for Halloween, and it was like, it came with like a blow up baseball bat, so it didn't hurt. But it hurt me. My dad was blindfolded. Me, my brother, his girlfriend, like other people were running around like nutters. The video is so funny. And he broke my nail. Like it just came clean off, and I've got acrylics on. And I've never broken an acrylic nail before, and now I understand the pain, because it doesn't just break the acrylic, it breaks your actual nail, and it's like more than halfway down my nail, so that really hurts. And I don't have time now to get them redone before New Year's, so I'm just gonna have to tape that up. And I just find that so funny. But anyway, back to the point of the episode. Today I just kind of wanted to give a big debrief of the year, kind of not necessarily like what I've learned in the year, just kind of a chatty episode, probably quite short because I do have a lot to do today, but I needed to get this episode out even though it's a day late. I do apologise. But yeah, just kind of a thoughts on the year, wrapping up the year, and I think this is a great thing to do like in this week of the year when you are kind of like slowing down, getting ready for going back to work and all that. And it is good to do this kind of self-reflection now so that you're prepared for the new year, and that's why I really like to do it, and that's why I'm kind of sharing it with you as well. The first thing I always kind of think about each year, oh yeah, before I say that, because usually I didn't do it last year for the first time, but every year like this kind of week I sit down and I write on a Word document my 2020 whatever, so I wrote my 2023. I've not done it yet, I'm doing that later, and I just do a recap of the year month by month with the help of like Snapchat memories, photos, that kind of thing. I just go through my feelings, what happened, like my mental health, like just random topics I go through, and just kind of do a recap of my year just so I can look back on that in the future rather than having to look back through my diary or journal. Like I don't want to do that, but it's good to just kind of keep a what's the word, like a, not memorabilia, just kind of like a token of the year, just this is what's happened, just a little recap. So that's why I want to do this podcast, kind of help me think about that a little bit more. But I get that we've gone on a huge tangent here, but I'm just going to carry on, you know. It's kind of, I like speaking to you as though like I know you, even though I don't, so I'm kind of just filling you in on my life at this point. But the first thing I ask myself is keep it on a positive note and think what went well this year. And for me, I'm going to start it off and then you can have a think. For me, it was kind of deciding to drop out of uni, even though that was a really hard decision, and that was like a really sad decision. Do you know what I mean? Like it was very emotional. There was definitely a mental health like in my life at that point, but deciding to do that and then taking this job which doesn't pay well at all, but it's so fun, and it's my first step in the world of digital marketing, which is what I want to go into. So I'm using it kind of as like it is an internship, and they're keeping me on hopefully full time. I still don't know about that, but the money is not great, but it's again like a step up the ladder in the world of social media and all that. And I'm just making contacts at this point. Like I'm not really that interested in how much I get paid, but yeah, that's kind of the thing that went really well was that, and deciding to kind of follow my heart and just do what I want to do rather than do what I think I should do, i.e. uni. And uni just wasn't for me, as I've said many times. And yeah, so I always kind of start my self-reflection of what went well, and that was the thing that did go well. And something that didn't go quite well was the fact that, and I don't want to put a negative spin on it, but as I've said before, like I just kind of neglected myself all year. In a relationship, I was just focusing on that and getting really sad about that and really down about that, and I wasn't journaling. And maybe you've seen a change in how I do my podcast as well, like how consistent I am doing them now, because I've finally learned that I need to take care of myself before anyone else. So the breakup was really hard, but I've learned that I'm better off on my own for a while, and I am going to start dating. I do need to get out there, because I've never really dated. Like, it was COVID, and then like I was younger anyway. Like, obviously I had those kind of boyfriends at school, but it wasn't really anything special. So yeah, like, it is going to be different for me. It's going to be really, I know, a bit scary, but I'm kind of excited for it, for that next kind of step in my life, because I'm older now, so it is a bit scary. But if anyone's got any tips on dating, please let me know, to be honest. And I feel like after I've gone on maybe a couple dates, I might kind of do a podcast about relationships and breakups, because I do want to do that, but I think it's a bit too soon. It's been how long, like a month and a bit, like a month and a week, actually a month and a week exactly, so it's still new. But and I've realised, like, why am I moving on so quickly? Why am I talking to other people? Why am I not sad? And I've realised I miss having a boyfriend, not missing him in particular, because the breakup was on my mind since about February and I broke up with him in November, so you can kind of see how like delayed that was, and the fact that that whole week afterwards I was a mess, but that was just because I was just mourning and in that kind of grief phase. But then I've kind of just got over it. Like, of course I'm sad every now and again, of course I am, but it was for the best. And even though sometimes I don't feel like that and I miss him, I don't miss him, I miss the idea of having a boyfriend. And what I don't want to happen is for me to start dating and then get a boyfriend straight away. Like, I don't want that. I want to take it all so slowly, because me and my ex, like, we just went into a relationship so quickly, and that's definitely why we didn't see each other's like red flags or see if we actually would get on together. And I don't think if we actually dated for a while, I don't think we would have stayed together. So, but no regrets. Like, I look back and I've learned a lot from that relationship. So yeah, even though it was very toxic and he was a bit of a narcissist, but I want to do a whole episode on that in a few months' time when it's not as fresh, because I don't know if he's listening to this, so if you are, hi, sorry. But yeah, to kind of wrap that up short, I've definitely learnt, well, is learnt the right word? Yeah, like, learnt my self-worth and really understood, like, I can't be pushed around, and I kind of was in that relationship. I don't think it was on purpose, but he just had quite a lot of narcissistic traits that I don't really want to talk about. But yeah, I just completely, because I was thinking the other day, like, did I actually love him? I did. I really did love him, and that kind of, as it says, like, love blinds you, and it did blind me from all of the red flags. Like, people kept telling me stuff that he was doing, and I was like, no, he's not doing that, he's just a guy. And I was making excuses up for him all the time, and then slowly realised, finally, I just need to break up with him and just rip the band-aid off and just do it, because I was thinking about it for like literally the whole year, and it wasn't a fun time for me, and I was just drained in that relationship. And the breakup, we kind of just both laid everything on the table that we weren't happy with, but every single time I went to break up with him, I just couldn't do it, because I saw his face and I was like, I can't hurt him. And that's exactly probably what he wanted, and maybe he did do some of the things intentionally and just wanted to keep me. And yeah, looking back, I feel really sorry for myself, and it was really toxic, and I'm really glad I went out of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the more I think about it, it's kind of like, you know when you go on a night out and you get very, very drunk and you don't remember a lot of it, but then when you start sobering up the next day and over the next few days, you start remembering like bits of it, you're like, oh wait, did that actually happen? It's kind of the same as it is now. Like, I'm just kind of waking up from it, and it was all kind of a blur, and now I look back like, shit, yeah, that did happen, wow. And then now I finally see everything wrong with it, because I was so blinded before. And it's kind of freeing to know that I don't love him anymore, and I thought I would for a while, but I don't. Like, of course he's always gonna have like a place in my heart, or whatever that saying is. The cringe. But of course he is. Like, he was my first proper long-term boyfriend, but it just wasn't right in any way, so that's why I decided to let him go. Another things I've said before is that I've definitely learned that dreams do change, and that you cannot be scared of change, because so many things are just out of your control. Luckily, I mean, the big change for me this year was not going back to uni. That was in my control, fully in my control, but I was still scared of it. And it's kind of like, you have more things in control than you think you do. But with change, I know, with stuff like death or something like that, without going so morbid, just, you know what I mean, like with stuff that is purely out of your control and you can't do anything about it, that's why you need to learn to make changes that you can make, like in your control in your life before those things happen. I know you can't prepare for it, but if you learn that change, it's not supposed to be comfortable, it's supposed to be scary, it's supposed to be literally out of your comfort zone, like you've not done it before. I feel like as soon as you learn that with things that you can make slight changes to, like I don't know, like being more spontaneous. I've done loads of episodes on that last summer, but I don't know, like making changes in your routine or going to a different coffee shop instead of your usual, you know what I mean? Just like these little changes, it will really get you out of your comfort zone and make it so much easier when something big happens in your life that you have no control over. And I think that is probably the best lesson I've learned this year, if I'm being completely honest. Like, don't be afraid of change, even though everyone is, because why would we want change if we're comfortable in the same space? And I think, again, being single now, that also is a huge change, again, that I had in my control. I didn't think I did, but I did. Like, it was my decision. I could get out of that relationship easily. Not easily, but you know what I mean? Like, it was in my control. I could take a step back. And I always thought those kind of breakups are mutual and you both make the decision together, and we try to, but then I've realised I'm just doing what he wants me to do, like take a break, not speak to each other for a couple of weeks, and then like regroup, rethink about it. That's what he wanted to do because he was scared and he didn't want the change. But I think I'm just really proud of myself that I did get out of it when I did. And that's probably another really big lesson I've learned. Like, I'm just really proud of myself. And since the breakup, the last month has been so big on self-growth. But then again, another kind of lesson is that even in self-growth, when you really think that you're doing really well, you will then have a breakdown. It is inevitable. And I know this in recovery, when I was like, oh, the initial recovery high, and then suddenly you have a huge breakdown and a little relapse, and you're like, no, why did I do that? It happens. You can't be happy all the time. You can't be on top of yourself. Like, I don't know what the word is. You can't be like on top of like working on yourself all the time. It does catch up to you, and especially if you're working on yourself post breakup, it will get back to you, even though you know it was a good breakup, like for a good reason. That's what I've learned as well. But you are going to have those days where it's really, really hard, and I look back and the last month hasn't been smooth sailing. The last week actually it's been good, it's been Christmas, but I've been in my own head, I've been very down, and I think that's just because everything is changing and it's scary. But I am really looking forward to the new year because I've no idea what's going to happen. For the first time in my life, like, I'm not at uni, I don't know how my job's going to go. It's really cool thinking about it, so that's just what I'm looking forward to. And I think another thing to do, self-reflection wise, is just to kind of, if you're into the whole vision board thing, Pinterest, all of that, go for it. Make a vision board. If you don't know what it is, a vision board is kind of like, you take pictures from Pinterest, for example, and you just make a collage of it, whether that's like printing off, gluing, sticking, whatever, or just like I use Canva or PowerPoint, and just kind of put pictures there of the person you want to be in 2024, whether that's a Pilates girl, money, entrepreneur. Like, find pictures and images that like you want to become in that year. And it does help. Like, I have one as my desktop screensaver, so every time that I open my laptop to work, I'm like, oh, that's the person I want to be. And it kind of just reminds me to not stop working and just really keep on top of it, especially my blog and podcast, just to really keep doing it, because it's going to go somewhere at some point, and I'm really trying. Or if you don't want to do a vision board, if you don't like it, if you're not that creative, even though you're just copying pictures, but you can just simply make a list of who you want to be. And this is my favourite journaling exercise. Like, you could do a word cloud, a mind map, or just simply writing it down in a list of things you want to be, people you want to be like as inspiration. But remember, you are unique, you can't be like someone else. And comparison might fall, like, you might fall into that trap there, so just be careful of that. But I want to do another whole episode on comparison again, because it's a huge thing that we need to really find out with and learn that it's awful, but we will do it anyway. And just kind of write down adjectives and things you want to do. If you're into affirmations, you can do that as well, like, I will earn this much money, I will make this happen, whatever. With the whole affirmation thing, you've got to be very specific. And also, if you're new to kind of the affirmations, self-love, self-discovery, all of that, affirmations don't just happen. You can't say, I will earn £1 million in a year. That's very hard to do, but like, I'm just saying, you have to put the hard work in behind it. Like, you might make it happen, but you have to make it happen. You can write out pages and pages of the same affirmation, and it does work to an extent, but again, you've got to put the energy in. kind of like the whole law of attraction. You've got to put the good energy in to get the good energy you want, if you know what I mean. Like, if you want to be I don't know, like a successful businessman, businesswoman, business person, however you say it, like if you want to be really successful, you've got to start out making a plan of how you're going to do that. You can't just expect it to happen. Affirmations that have worked for me though, I wrote all over my whiteboard everywhere that I will get Eras tour tickets for Taylor, and I did. I didn't even have to try, like, it honestly, it just happened. This girl texted me that she had spare tickets, and I was like, that actually worked, and it was really creepy, because I did it for a whole week before all the tickets were released, and I was just so happy that it worked. But they don't just work like that usually. I was just quite lucky that day, and it is just luck, especially with concert tickets. So, and it's just really good to kind of visualize yourself in the future of who you want to be, what you want to do, even if that's like where you want to travel that year, who you want to spend a lot of time with, who you don't, like things you want to accomplish, even if they're really small things, like I want to go to the gym at least once a week, those kind of things. And these are not New Year's resolutions. I have done an episode a couple of weeks ago on New Year's resolutions. I didn't think they work, but this way, kind of in like visualizing yourself as the person you want to become, like your higher self, the best version of yourself, that is, if you want to say it's a New Year's resolution, okay, sure, but it's more of a manageable way to accomplishing that. And remind yourself as well that if this is like self-discovery, like this is kind of what this New Year's resolution-ish thing is, but it's just self-discovery, like doing the vision board, like kind of just imagining yourself as that person you want to be. You have way more room to make mistakes, and that's a really big one here, right, to say, I think, because so many of us, when we go on New Year's resolutions, we break them, because one day, if our resolution is to go to the gym every day or exercise every day, if we're ill or we're really, really tired and we don't want to do that, we like hate ourselves for not doing it. So by doing it as a whole kind of collective term of just self-discovery, like this umbrella term, and under that comes working on yourself with physical, mental, spiritual, and then taking care of yourself, self-care, all of those things all comes under it. And then you can kind of make a plan of how you're going to implement that. But with self-discovery as well, you cannot make a plan, like you cannot schedule these things in. Like sometimes you don't really need as much self-care, other days you need a whole lot of self-care. Some days you can't go to the gym, and it's fine. Like, as long as you're working on yourself for the most part, and you do something every single day that your future self will thank you for, then you're on the right path. And that's what I've learned as well. Like, do something that your future self will thank you for. I don't mean like if you want to lose weight, don't choose the burger, choose a salad. Your future self will thank you. I don't like that. I really hate that. I mean, it's food anyway, but I'm talking about things like, if you want to have a successful podcast, do that podcast today that, you know, your future self will thank you for, or do your washing because tomorrow you'll be happier. Just little things like that you will be grateful for. Like, you know, when you go into bed and you're like, oh, I should have really done that before I go to sleep, or like, oh no, I'll do it tomorrow, and then you stress about it all night and then you don't do it. Even if it's like, take your mug or your plate out your room and put it in the dishwasher. That's something that I struggle with at the moment, because again, I am kind of going down a little slope. But I'm really looking forward to the new year, and I love that the new year is on a Monday, 1st of Jan on a Monday. I absolutely love it. But anyway, I'm going to wrap up this episode here. These are just some things that I've learned this year that I think can be quite helpful for you going into the new year. But remember that I'm not saying you can't have New Year's resolutions, but it's really hard to implement them and stick to them, and kind of just rewire your brain into thinking, no, this is just me working on myself. And that comes with and what comes with that is kind of the leniency to make mistakes and being kind to yourself and not putting any pressure on yourself. Yes, if you want to work on your ideal body or diet or whatever that is, that takes longer and more discipline. But remember just to be really gentle with yourself this new year, because it's still winter, it's still disgusting weather outside, we still don't have the endorphins and the UV and the vitamin D and all of that. We don't have that. But try and work on yourself. You will I cannot speak today, sorry. You will not regret it. I was trying to be so inspirational there, then I just stuttered. But you will not regret it working on yourself. Again, your future self will thank you for that. So, and one last tip, like, if you're in a position in your life that you don't like, whether that's with work, a relationship, where you live, like anything, you have the power to change it. No one else can do that for you. If you hate your job, you can resign and you can find another job. There's going to be other jobs out there, as just one example. Same with relationships, as I've learned. If you're not happy in your relationship, you can get out, even if you think there's going to be no one else as good as them. If you're thinking about you want to break up, chances are they're not that good and their relationship isn't that good. So you can say no, you can step back and you can say, I want to work on myself. So I'm going to leave you with that, and I hope you have a really good end to the year and you go out with a bang, and I don't know, this New Year's, do something stupid. Have fun. Like, we're all young, have fun and just do something stupid, crazy, that you'll look back on in years and go, I cannot believe I did that, but that's so funny. Whoever you're spending it with, just have fun and just go all out. I don't mean get absolutely bladdered, but just have fun, just do crazy things, and again, you'll love it. So thank you for listening, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.